would you do me a favor and please pass the honey?
Would you do me a favor and please pass the honey?
Oh, all right. You convinced me. I'll get you some in a minute. Hey, everybody. Jim Cummings here. Welcome to my podcast, Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. We have a great guest for you today. But before we get to that, make sure you like and subscribe. Our podcast has partnered with the largest Comic-Con in North America, Fan Expo, the Juggernaut. We're touring all over North America live, so get your tickets and come be a part of the live audience. It'll be fun. Go to fanexpohq.com for the tickets. We'll see you in a city near you, or a little bit away, but you can drive. And with all that said and done, sit back and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thanks for tuning in to Toon'd In with Jim Cummings.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Toon'd In with Jim Cummings. I'm producer Chris, joined as always by the legend himself, Mr. Jim Cummings. How are you doing today, sir?
It's yet another day in paradise.
It is.
Boy, have we got a show today, or what?
Yes, and before we introduce you to our guest, I have a couple announcements to make. Yes, indeed. This year, we're doing a live podcast tour in partnership with Fan Expo. Yes. I'm just going to announce the next dates that we have coming up for you. The next one is going to be April 23rd to the 26th at the Calgary Expo. Oh, nice. After that, we'll be in Philadelphia, May 29th to the 31st. Chicago, August 14th to the 16th. These are all Fan Expo. Toronto, Fan Expo, August 27th to the 30th. Dallas, September 11th to the 13th. So if you want to see this show live, you're in luck. We do it.
Yes, you are.
What about once a month now? We've had a couple of them.
Easily, yeah.
Yep, and it's been a great turnout.
Yeah.
By the time this airs, we'll have done it in Orlando with John Rhys Davies. So anybody who saw that one, go check it out. We'll record it. Of course, it's posted to YouTube as well. But the live experience is something else. I agree. You know? Yeah,
it's more funner.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a different energy. Yeah. You know, it's.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
And people participate, they heckle us, obviously, and throw things. And then
you can go meet right then and there.
A meet and greet and a Q&A.
Yeah. So come check it out if you're in the area.
Please do.
Or if you want to travel a little bit, book a little vacation, why not?
That's right. We only go to really cool places. So, hey.
Hey, they're not bad, though. They're not bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Calgary's a beautiful city.
Oh, Calgary is.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta love it.
All right, well, without further ado, our very special guest today is a very talented singer, actor, voice actor. Just looking through your resume was incredible. I'm so excited to talk to you today. None other than Mela Lee.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. Like 7-year-old me is just screaming on the inside.
And now that you're 17, you're much better.
Yes, for everybody.
Even more. That's right. Well, welcome. So glad you carved out some time for us here.
Oh, anytime. And I haven't seen you since New Zealand, actually.
Yes.
We're on the other side of Yes,
of course.
Bill and I have been friends now for...
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, try a kiwi. No, by that I meant the fruit.
I did too. When the first time I was in New Zealand, I asked if they made kiwi pie, and the taxi driver was like, "It's illegal." And I was like, "He's like, it's protected," and I was like, "Oh." But they were thinking meat pie. Mm-hmm. I was thinking kiwi pie, but I had just come from Australia and was not flipping to kiwi like the bird. Right. But it was a very who's on first kind of conversation where I was like, I'm so sorry to my kiwi friends. I would never consider kiwi pie.
Well, he thought it was like a kangaroo tail sandwich from the way he just.
Yeah, I'm surprised
he took
they
it
asked
the wrong
me back.
Way. Well, I'm glad you made it back. And this is great because we usually run into each other at conventions. And,
we do.
Which is a beautiful thing. But now here we are. Live and in color. This is coming to you live, by the way.
And in color. You look very dapper today, sir.
Well, it is. I should mention that it's St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
It is?
It is.
And I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm sitting in a green chair, so I'm covered.
Yeah, there we go.
See, there you go. That's right.
And I'm also one of the luckiest girls in the world.
There is green on the hat.
There is green on the hat.
I am wearing green. It's just not visible.
Okay. Now, see, now everyone has something good to think about. All right. Well, thank you for that. I'm forming a visual in my mind.
You see Jim's buckling in now. He's buckling himself in subconsciously. He's getting ready. He's like, oh, this is going to be a wild ride now.
But I got my green on, so we're good. So, yes, we did the show way back on St. Patrick's Day. I have no idea when this will air.
Neither.
But it'll be soon.
But every day is a day of luck when you're hanging out with Mr. Cummings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where's that $5? I'll get it to you later. But thanks for being here. This is so cool.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. So you've got a pretty busy schedule. We'll have to touch on that before all is said and done.
Yeah.
Letting everybody know where you are. But that way we're going to make you stay till the end. Ha, ha, ha. So there, see? But thanks for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
All righty. And, I've got some questions here that we always ask because everybody always kind of cares.
Okay.
And
I hope I get an A.
I have to. Oh, that's right. But tell us all, what was your first role, and how did you get it?
Oh, gosh, on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I think my first role on stage was in The Student Prince in an operetta at a university. And I was in the 8th grade, and I said, I'm not a freshman yet, but I'd really like to audition. So I got the information from, I'm sorry, guys, they used to have these things called newspapers. So I read it in the Sunday section.
Yes.
And I asked if I could come to this audition. So I auditioned, and I sat down, and a gentleman was like, oh my gosh, are you a freshman? I was like, no, I'm in the 8th grade. And I didn't realize what they meant.
Yeah,
but I was turning 12, and I got to be in the operetta, and it was really lovely to sing and just get lost in the music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Is that when you got like the bug?
I used to sing in my bathroom all the time, like in the bathtub or in the shower. I always used to sing, but not for anybody else. So I thought at that time, I was just like, when you're 12, anything's possible. I thought maybe I could sing for other people. And I was in South Pacific, but like a silent South Pacific girl. I was the understudy for Liat, but she doesn't speak either. So we just were beautiful.
But you were the understudy for someone who didn't have any lines?
Listen, in some parts of America, there's only like 3 brown people, and they're like, we've got to have them. You're everybody. But I think for voice acting, I did anime first. Yeah, I did a few anime roles and some ADR. I was paying off my student loans before I went to law school, and then I pushed law school back just a little bit, and I still haven't gone to law school.
I was going to say, I don't see a shingle in your there's at law.
Well, I just figured I was knee deep in my dreams. I mean, who's a professional voice actor? That's not real. But they were hiring me, and I thought, I'm going to enjoy this. It'll peter out in a year or 2 or 10 or
however.
And
as long as you can milk it.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to Betty White this. I'm going to 99,
nice.
right?
That's a good line. Yeah. That's not a bad line at all. I'm stealing that. You'd probably make it a little better Betty White than me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
I'm super excited. And I mean, not just for the work, but you don't know when you're first booking voice acting. It's really beautiful. It's acting. But you get to wear whatever you want. You get to eat all the snacks. You don't have to worry. And they feed you. They feed you really well. And but you don't know about royalties, residual checks, mailbox money. And I didn't know when I started that I would get to travel all over the world and not only meet people that make me cry when they're, telling me what my work has meant to them, but little 7-year-old me gets to meet my heroes and people that got me through my darkest part of my longest night.
And how young were you when you first said, I'm going to do that and that's it?
Oh, like in my 30s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Jeez, good for you.
I'm a late bloomer. I'm the patron saint of second chances and late bloomers. There's a tear in the universe. Anything's possible, you guys. I was my own glass ceiling. It just never occurred to me that I could stay. I hung around Hollywood with like a metaphorical suitcase. Like, I'm obviously not going to stay, but thanks for having me as a guest. And I finally unpacked a few years ago and decided that maybe I'd get to stay. And just getting to travel all over the world and meet beautiful people like you and, just Heather Locklear and Jennifer Beal. And some of you won't even know who these people are. But I mean, little girl me, these are the women that I used to look up to that really broke through a lot of barriers for age, for culture, and to be in a situation where I go, we have something called a green room. I don't know if everybody knows this. We call it the green room in theater, but at a fan expo. And fan expo, shout out, guys. They have an incredible snacks and green room and really good gourmet food, right?
That's right.
But you go back there and like Christopher Lloyd will be from Back to the Future. She's like taking a nap. Jim Cummings, you're just like, oh my gosh, I hope I can meet him someday. I did. Yeah. And Heather Locklear sitting down and
no kidding, yeah.
Jennifer Beal will be here. Claudia Wells, who I met through doing my nonprofit at the time, was helping people in transition from catastrophic illness or injury, violent crime, or natural disaster. And Claudia Wells, has this men's designer store. And so sometimes she'll have these really nice things that get given to her, but maybe a button's missing or there's a little tear, but I'd sew it up and she donates. And every time there's a fire, recently in the LA fires, thousands and thousands of dollars of donations from her store so people could start their life again in style.
Yeah, I met her a few times. Nice lady. Yeah, from Back to the Future 2 or
1. Her mother had a terminal illness, and she chose to, I believe, take care of her mom instead of finishing those other 2 movies. But
bless her,
she's part of the legacy and had a legacy of her own. So just a real blessing to people. But it's interesting, when I met her when she was like, I used to do acting, but now I'm in this other business. And ironically, now our lives, because at that time I was about to go to law school. So for us to travel and run into each other, it's like, sometimes the chapters are really interesting.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets that you didn't continue to practice law?
Not at all.
Good.
No, I
Me neither. I thought I was going to do that for a while. And then I realized that
I thought you had to grow up, right?
Yeah, but I thought about, an attorney sounded good. Well, they make good money, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I'll be one of them. And then slowly but surely, I guess it depends on the type of attorney you're going to be. But I realized somewhere along the line that you're ending up trying to find loopholes to get bad guys out of being responsible for the stuff they did to hurt good guys. And I was thinking, well, wait a minute. I'm kind of rooting for the wrong side there, huh?
Right.
It's like, I don't want a bad guy to hurt somebody and then get off on a technicality.
Forgive my ignorance, but is it possible to be a lawyer like where you only represent people that you think are in the right?
Yeah.
Or is it always just like a...
I think it definitely is, but the law is... it's a maze, it's a game, it's discernment.
For sure.
What's interesting is that anywhere you are in the world, people have this image of Hollywood like it's seedy and it's the most honest, incredibly kind place I've ever existed. And I've done ministry, I've been a Wall Street mortgage banker, I was going to go to law school, and all 3 of those have their own issues. But coming into Hollywood, ironically, just such an unexpectedly valuable place. I didn't know when I booked Jade in Mortal Kombat that I'd be working with firefighters, first responders, that my work would mean something to them. You don't know, and I mean, my gosh, Jim, you must know this. You're excited to get a job, but then when you meet people and the stories they tell you about how your voice was with them through this journey or this chapter of their lives. And it's such an honor. It's an unexpected honor to be doing what we do.
Yeah, it is. It is. And people, it's always funny, too, when people, they'll meet you and they realize that, well, they don't realize, but they think they know you intimately.
Yeah.
Because they were 3. Like in my case, I've been doing it for so long. 3 years old, and then they realize, wait a minute, this guy's never even seen me before. Of course, I mean, not that you know me, but anyway, you saved me from this, that, and the other thing, and it's very touching. I take it. I always say that I don't take myself seriously, but I take the work seriously.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, what's more serious than cartoons?
Right.
Okay.
Well, one of the first times I went, my first Comic-Con was Comic-Con in San Diego, but the second,
wow,
I was.
So you started off with a bang.
Guys, they invited me. They said they would pay for the hotel and food, and I think I'm going to go to a ballroom. Some people are going to be selling some stuff out of the back of their trunk, and then I get to go home. I had no idea that it was football fields worth of people, but I got an email while I was there from Bill Giratz. And at the time he worked, Bill Giratz, he runs Armageddon in New Zealand, but he worked with the Supernova people at that time, and said, would you like to come to Australia, to Sydney, to Adelaide, to Melbourne, to London, to Auckland? I was like, okay, Nigerian prince. This can't be real. But it turned out it was, and they paid for everything, and I just felt like I won a lottery ticket. But my first, in Melbourne, I was with Bill Farmer and his wife, Jen. Mm-hmm. And there was a gentleman there, and he said, my mom really had wanted to meet you, Bill, but she's in the hospital, but it's her birthday. Mm-hmm. And would you sing Happy Birthday? And I was sitting next to Bill signing, and Bill said, well, Mela can sing. Why don't I wish Happy Birthday, but Mela can sing the Happy Birthday? And so I was like, Happy Birthday to you. And then I came to Adelaide about 3-4 months later. And the man came, he goes, I don't know if you remember me, but my mother was in the hospital, and I just want to let you know I've never seen her feel more important.
Wow.
And I just wanted to say thank you, and I don't know if you can tell Bill. And I was like, of course I can. And I get out my phone, I'm texting Bill, and he says, because she's not here anymore.
Oh.
And that is like this, that was a moment, like we don't have enough time.
Sure.
But that moment, that like instantly, just that I even, just sitting next to Bill got to be a part of this moment. It was the beginning of me understanding that what we do can reverberate ripples far greater than what we think. And I even in proximity, like today, again, it's not just inner 7-year-old me, 17-year-old me, 27-year-old me, 87-year-old me. It's just like, this is one of those golden moments, peeps.
Were you a big fan of Winnie the Pooh?
Yes.
Well, that's lovely.
Yes.
It's because you're sweeter, honey.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure.
It was my mummy's, one of her favorites.
Oh, bless her heart.
And just such a tender friend. I moved like 26 times before I was 21. So I was always like the new kid.
Wait, 26 times before you were 21?
Yeah, and now I've been in LA
military
for a while.
brat?
Military brat and a few other things,
yeah.
And you kind of are alone a lot because you're new and you
Did you ever have to live out of the country? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I didn't have to, but yeah, yes. I got to live out of the country. But you relate to books, to stories, to characters that take you away, and Winnie the Pooh for sure is one of those quiet friends who just is makes mistakes and you start to learn that you're allowed to make mistakes and discover and grow, and there's a kindness to the legacy of stories that we get to be a part of. And now I get to be Tiki and Miraculous Ladybug, and it's interesting because Tiki and Pooh, for sure, we've got this in my head canon. Tiki's just like, well, I met this really nice boy today. He likes honey, I like cookies,
Yeah. Well, there's a voice swap coming up. I can see it. I can feel it.
Well, back to your voices. Do you think that being a singer and listening to your voices, doing my research, your range is incredible. Like it's incredible to me. It's so just vast in the different characters you're able to embody. And I heard you talking about your voices, and you always bring up the character story and like the motivation to the character. My question is kind of twofold. Do you think that singing helped you out as a voiceover actor? And do you think seeing the character, because I know you say this as well, really informs the voice as well?
There is this, I think, yes, on singing, because you're just familiar with your voice and the different places. And I have both a very low a voice as well as some of my higher registers. And so I think I'm able to access different parts of myself. But I don't create the voice for the character. A lot of times, especially when I get to see it ahead of time, there's just this little 6-year-old me, when you see the illustrations, even in their early stages, it's almost like it talks to you. And that imagination station part of you just, because that's the kid I was, you know? I had, the book spoke to me, and so I didn't know I'd get to grow up and get to see these beautiful, everybody has a little something inside of them. Like Tiki was that, really lovely person, and Jade was much more, she's about her business, and my mother's in the military, so I could really pull from that strength. And you create stories, and it's an alchemy, like for me, a vocal alchemy, which some of it's logical, but a lot of it is this magical moment of being a child and creating, and when you get to work with the director and the illustrators and the writers are there sometimes in the beginning of the sessions, and it's lovely to kind of we dial it in is what we call it, and they'll say, well, I was thinking more, I was so sure that was silent.
It's okay. Do you want me to grab it for you?
Please. She's very popular. That was actually Tommy Gofton, which is one of the reasons we met through. Well, apparently I didn't push silent. I pushed turn up all the way, volume. Playing D&D.
The what?
So D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, Celebrity Dungeons and Dragons. So we were with
So you're
Fan
so
Expo.
hip, she just says D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. I was
everybody
definitely
calls it,
not
Jim.
hip.
Of course.
The premise of the show is D&D for the rest of us. So I learned how to play D&D.
Is it hard? I heard it's really hard.
Well, I think normally it would be. Tommy Gofton from Lynn Vander Games and Six Sides of Gaming. A lot of the people that are on his team, they write games, like they're game writers for board games. So if you are Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Halo, or they'll get a property and they write the board games. They write adventures for D&D. So they're not us.
Wow.
They're not us. But what was beautiful is one of the concepts last year was to take someone who hadn't played D&D. And since I moved a lot, I was always that kid that didn't know the games that everyone had been playing forever. I was kind of to the point where now that I'm a grown-up, I felt kind of embarrassed that, I can't try now because everyone's played video games or played D&D for so long. Well, that's what Tommy said. And they gave me like crash courses. We got to create this character from one of their new campaigns, and I play live D&D. And my character's Anharad, and she is an astral aerial elf. She's a nightingale bard, which means she's a healer and a singer. And so it's written into my character that she's new here in this particular world, so everything's new. She makes mistakes, but she also likes to write theme songs. So sometimes they'll go, and this the horrible boss shows up, and his eye is oozing, and he just has one eye, and his big voice, and they describe it, and they're like, "What do you do, Ani?" And I'm like, "Would you like me to write you a theme song?" And sing something like "Beauty is in the eye of the beholder."
That's usually a disarming question. Wow.
Yeah, it's a very welcoming community.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The Dungeons
that sounds
and
like
Dragons
fun.
community. It has been a blast. It took me all over the world last year, like 26 appearances.
Wow.
Got to play alongside fellow cast members from Apex Legends and Arcane. Just really unexpected. So shout out again to Fan Expo. Thank you. And to Tommy. Please don't call him. I'm in the middle of something important.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Now, where do you see it? Do you have any goals beyond this, like motion pictures or, recording?
For Dungeons and Dragons or my career in general?
Period. Yes.
Period.
You. Because you're doing great.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing phenomenal.
I used to think that people on TV were like beautiful and different, and there was them and then there was us. I was a nerdy girl, and it's really difficult to shake who you were growing up. It's who you always think you are. I was the math tutor, the chemistry tutor. I didn't know I was cute. I know now.
Well,
but when I started voice acting,
I think you found out. She's found out, by the way. Since
you guys are so nice and you tell me. But I thought voice acting is great. Nobody sees you. You get to hide in the dark. I didn't know we'd get to meet thousands of people or be on stage. And I didn't know how much gaming would cross over into the storytelling realm in the film industry.
I totally agree.
And so a lot of my friends are, I think a lot of my friends are in the improv community as well. And I think we didn't know, because we were just goofy, that they would end up writing a lot of film and television series. So our worlds are all crossing now. And I think I love being a part of telling stories that move people, that ask questions. So any way that happens.
Too. Yeah.
So I love voice acting, but motion capture was also incredible. Goofy 7-year-old me, again, we're going to talk to her a lot, but just putting on the outfit with all the...
What did you motion capture
Did you do that? Oh,
I did,
gosh.
For a game called Forspoken. And Monica, I forgot her name last. I'm so sorry, Monica. She's only super famous and was in Top Gun and recently the Bob Dylan biopic. Monica, her last name, sorry. She's just gorgeous. But I think they were worried that...
Not Lewinsky.
No.
I know. I kept thinking Monica Lewinsky. I'm like, I can't get it out of my mind.
This is 2020, guys. This is a little more recent. But what was interesting is I got to be a few parts, but I was also her understudy in case she had to fly out because it was during the pandemic. And I don't look anything like her, but that's the magic of these suits. They can just make you look like anything. There's cameras 360 around you. Yeah. And so you're not worried about your angles. It takes you back to ultimate play. Yeah. Because you're just a person. And, if you are blinking wrong or your hair's out of place, it doesn't matter. So you get to be in this imaginary place. Everything around you is imagination with these actors. And I thought, oh my gosh, I want to do that. And then film and television now crossing back in. When the right story comes, I think I would love to be a part of that.
Yeah,
sure.
It's an incredible community.
Yeah.
I mean,
Present Company as a perfect example.
Well, yeah, it's the VO community. What I remember thinking when I first started working is everybody was very friendly because you think of actors and you think of them as sometimes they're kind of jealous. They want, and I had this impression because a lot of audition places that you would go to, there were voiceover auditions, and then there were on-camera auditions, and you could see, it was very obvious who was who. I'm there in t-shirt and shorts and whatever, baseball hat, and these other guys are over there, and they look like they're all attorneys, and I'm thinking, okay, well these guys are attorneys. They're all looking at each other kind of like, oh, yeah, you're going to wear that, huh? Well, I'm going to kick his ass. I'm getting this job. And the VO guys are going, hey, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, well, break a lip, hon. Well, do your thing. Yeah, okay, good. And if I don't get it, well, you will.
And that felt much better to me.
Yeah.
I'm the tender flower. Yeah. I'm not made for... the moment everyone's checking you out, like,
but you do it well.
Thank you. I just thought I would do voice acting because it felt great, and everyone's kind, and for the most part, people that are in voice acting could have done anything else. You have nuclear physicists and quantum physicists and mathematicians and people that could have been lawyers.
Just like me.
Yes, exactly like you, sir. So there's an intellect, and I'm interested in when I ask how people's days are, I really want to know the most interesting kind people I've ever known. It's almost like, for those of you that were super popular, please ignore what I'm about to say. Like, your childhood was amazing. You were the most popular kid in school. But there were people like me who did not have the right shoes or like any of the designer goods that kids wanted. And I sat at that table, the other table, right? And when you come to voice acting in this world, the voiceover world, it's as if everybody was at that table and we've now somehow taken over the universe and they design games. And it's it's kind, and I think everyone, no matter how successful they are, they remember where they came from, and it's just kind of like the Stranger Things cast, like those. I think we've resonated because we all were those kids. We weren't necessarily the most popular kids, but VO is like an endless Stranger Things cast. Crazy things get to happen, but only behind the mic.
Yeah.
But we get to be friends and we get to work on projects.
Sure.
There are projects I've worked on now for 20 years.
Wow. Dang.
Like my entire
awesome.
adult life.
That's wonderful.
You know, you don't know that's going to happen. And
Wow, yeah, you really don't know. But you're right about the voiceover community. One of the coolest gigs I have ever had was for Lion King. The great Frank Welker went in, and they called him in to I was the character Ed, the hyena, who only laughed. That's all. And I, by virtue of being called in for that, I don't know, coincidentally, luckily, got to. I sang, in fact, Jess Harnell and I sang the demo for Hakuna Matata.
Wow.
And gave it to, the Ernie Sabella and Nathan Lane. And they said, well, wow, Jim sings, so let's see what we can do with this guy. And I ended up singing Be Prepared, the big bad guy, Jeremy Irons song. Because I'm a decent mimic, but a lot of actors don't sing and a lot of singers don't act and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, getting a song in The Lion King by virtue of someone being generous and saying, well, here, try this clown out, and it clicked. I mean, it just shows to go you that people are not that, you have these images of actors being backbiters and backstabbers and everything, but it's not that way in the VO community.
Well, and I think it's less and less that way, period. I mean, the VO community is now the film and television community, because gaming and animation, it's become more than it was when I started.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, people are very aware of it now, too. It's not just all
and I think
mystery.
For good and bad, people get to know who you are over and beyond your characters and your art. And so I think there is, I don't want to say it's a policing effect, but you're accountable. Do you know what I mean? And so I just think across the board, people, there's way more work now than there was 20 years ago. So, and I can understand if there was only 4 channels worth of programming, you're going to, now there's 5,000. So there's work for everybody. There's a niche for everybody. And I think we're in a town and in a world right now where after the pandemic, we've learned that we're all dealing with certain mental health issues. And it's in our favor to really root humanity in all of its aspects.
Well, what a nice thing to say. Well, that was beautiful. Yeah.
Wait, Jim, I just want to go back really quick because I don't think you've ever told this story before. I'm thinking about, you get the audition for Ed for The Lion King.
Wow.
It says laugh. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you come up with the laugh?
That is a great one.
How do you come up with the laugh? Because that's an iconic laugh.
Yeah. Well, I asked them that, and I said, I remember it was Rob Minkoff, the great Rob Minkoff, and I said, so he's a laughing hyena, and I go, okay. Well, what the hell is he laughing at? I mean, I just,
Was that just like instinct, the first thing that came up, like that sound?
Yeah, it was. And
had you seen a drawing of the character?
Yeah.
So that informed you a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit.
that helps. Yeah. And he had those Marty Feldman eyes. And so I thought, well, this guy, he's not going to sound like the smartest fella. This is not a Shakespearean. He's not taking time off from, doing accounting or something to do this movie. Ed isn't. And, and the other 2 were Shenzi and Bonsai and Ed. So he's jacked up right off the bat. He's not even a proper African. But I said, well, how are you going to use him? And he was half sight gag, half audio gag. And they said, well, all he's going to do, that's it, nothing else but is laugh. And you have to portray all these different emotions, but you have to be laughing. So I was like, okay, well, he's not ever sad, isn't he? Oh yeah, he's sad. And I said, all right, you know what? And I just said, give me the legal pad. Grabbed a legal pad, and I grabbed a pencil. And I said, can we write down some emotions that are going on? And he said, yeah. Apprehension, fright, crazy fright, lascivious feelings.
I don't even know what that means.
Betrayal. Yeah, I don't know either. I just pretended. I just laughed. And it went down the line and wrote all these emotions. And he just said, tell you what, we're just going to roll tape. And I was like, okay. And they also rolled video. And I remember, what was it at D23 years ago? I think it was the 25th anniversary of The Lion King. They cruelly showed me, the world, pictures of me there, and I had all this long dark hair, and it was, and I'm just standing there laughing my ass off at this, that, and the other thing. And I was going down the line: betrayal, distrust, fear, panic. How do you, panic laughter? Sure, why not? And I just went on down the line, and it took about a half an hour, maybe a little more. And I looked, and they were all standing up, going, yeah. You couldn't hear him. But I said, how are we doing? He goes, we have Ed. And it gave me goosebumps. And I was like, okay, wow, I'm in this movie. But at the time, you don't know it's going to be The Lion King. You just think it's a show that's called The Lion King. And then it was The Lion King. So
I feel like that's something that's changed a lot over the years. I feel like a lot of the times you get cast in something, it's going to be big these days.
Yeah.
I mean, true.
I got to be honest. Sometimes you get that thing. You're like, my life is going to. Well, no, not that. I will not.
No,
but I mean, there are some really great things. Okay. You're like, this is going to change my life. But then it's like Tia and Tamara Snow Globe Christmas is what's paying your bills. You have no idea.
The first thing that came to my mind for you was Apex Legends.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of.
I remember thinking, is this Titanfall? And, that was the running joke because Lifeline originally had like a patch over her eye, and she had like these cargo pants. So I was like, she looks like Lisa Left Eye. Mm-hmm. So I'd be like, don't go chasing Titanfall,
Oh, no.
And so I was like ribbing him, and then she did not have the patch once it came out. So I guess they were like, yeah, I guess maybe she does.
Wow.
But it was going to come out. They said, we have got 8 legends. We're going to do 4 in September and then 4 in February. And then they said, we're going to put it all out at once. So we're going to put it out maybe January, February. I said, great. When are they going to start advertising it so I can, repost it? And they're like, well, EA's decided that we're not going to advertise it at all. We're just going to drop it. And if it catches, great. And there was like silence in the room, which is usually code for we're shelving your game or your movie. I had been in the industry long enough to have a few movies that I was like, don't
expect.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, well, it was really great working with the team. And they were very special. It was a smaller
Did you guys record
writing
together?
team. We did. The writing team was there, directors.
No kidding.
That's
so much better.
Yeah. And so, even when we were working on our original voice, they went with like this lower, smoky voice, but then they cast, and all like half of the female characters all had this smoky voice. When I came in, they're like, can we go with a higher voice? I'm the one you should have concerns about. Like, she was more fun. And it was just really collaborative. And I didn't know what the rules were, but when it landed and 1:00 in the afternoon, the casting director said, hey, your game came out, if you don't mind tweeting about it. Mm-hmm. And so we look around the internet and we find a picture of our character, because we don't know who else is in the game. We don't really know what our character is going to look like because we only have the initial drawings. Mm-hmm. So I got online, and there's a lot of stuff online. Like 1 million people were already playing, and I'm like, is that a lot? And then it was 15 million people, and I was like, I guess that seems like a lot. Is it a lot? I don't know, right? And it was this juggernaut. And so like 3 days later, I went on this women's retreat where you like get rid of your phone and you just like lean in to your beauty. And ironically, my goal for this women's weekend was I had been cast as Princess Xanda in Black Panther's Quest for Marvel, Jade for Mortal Kombat, which I thought was going to be the bigger role. And I mean, it's a wonderful role, but I had no idea Lifeline was going to resonate in the way that it did. But I wanted to feel as beautiful and as iconic as the characters I played. I had this sort of imposter syndrome, and I just wanted to lean into feeling like I deserved the blessings that were coming my way. And it was this wonderful weekend, and we didn't have our phones. And so I came back after 3 days. My phone was blowing up.
Oh, sure.
The person I was seeing at the time was like, and I walked in the door to see him and he was like, you have so many great skills. And I was like, oh, they called our partners to like, pump us up when we get, home, right? And he meant Lifeline. I was like, all right, sorry. I love my feminine laugh there. Sorry, guys. It was one of those things where you're like, okay. But it was good that I took this little women's weekend because all of our lives changed after that. You feel like you're, kind of at the table at the side and who's going to know you, but 150 million people were playing that game. And then the pandemic happened. And so when Nicholas Roy, who plays Octane, and we're paired as friends in the game as well, and we're friends in real life. So in 2022, when they started opening things up for us to perform together and to appear together, we went back to Australia. I hadn't been back since 2011, I guess. And there was a line outside the door to talk to us.
Wow.
That's cool.
And I thought,
nothing wrong with that.
Because voice actors,
we don't expect that.
I remember the lines for the on-camera actors, right?
Sure, yeah.
And meanwhile, the on-camera actors were like, what do you do? And they're like from Star Wars and American Gods and all these incredible shows, right? And Nick and I were like, what just happened? But like you said, people would say, your voice guided me through a really hard time, when I was alone. And my wife and I met, the husband, we in Octane, Maine, wife, Lifeline, Maine, and we got married, and here's our picture, and they're dressed up like us. We weren't ready
man, that's great.
The fans were just, it was like that little girl that was so lonely and didn't have a lot of friends. I ended up having like a lunch table that included the whole world. And everybody sharing sandwiches, just talking. The world became such a welcoming place. And I'm sure that it was before. I just dealt with anxiety and, the stories we tell ourselves sometimes.
Sure.
Well, it sounds like you just one phrase I always use, in Hollywood or in entertainment, period, you have to find your tribe. You have to find that tribe of people that you really gel with. And we're all, as you're searching through your career, I feel like you're always kind of looking for your tribe, and then, sometimes you see it, especially you feel it a lot. At least I feel it a lot in acting class. You can really feel the established tribes in the classes, and everybody's so proud of each other. Like, oh my God, did you hear Amy booked, Firefly or whatever, Right. And then, but you can kind of tell oh, that's their tribe. They're very invested in each other's careers. Whereas maybe, whatever you bond with, maybe, you do horror films and another actress or actor does horror films or voiceover. You know what I mean? That's
and
all
voiceover, I have to say. It's everybody's very welcoming. And I think for a lot of us, and maybe, Jim, it was always this way for you because Disney's kind of a huge thing. But all of a sudden, my tribe was the Disney tribe, the Nickelodeon tribe, the Apex tribe, the Mortal Kombat
Those are damn
tribe.
fine tribes.
It was a lot. It was a world tribe.
You could take over the world.
Or at least, hang out with it.
Yeah.
It was just, it's been like the different, I feel like our life is like lottery scratchers where you just win money every time. They're like, oh, you booked something. I didn't prepare for the Powerball. I feel like I've won the lottery when it comes to careers, friends, possibilities. It's really lovely.
Yeah. And it keeps you grateful.
It's hard not to be.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm going to try not to cry now. I'm like sitting Jim
Cummings. Oh, no, my God. What are we going to do with
There's
her?
a tear in the universe and anything's possible.
Mike, what are we going to do with you? I do have a question. What is your best memory? Did you delve into the best memory of...
Best memory ever?
Ever? Dean Vogel, my teacher.
Okay.
My mom was called away to something for the military, and they had to figure out who was going to pick me up from school. And Dean was never very alarmist, but he ended up being a specialist with children. He's just an incredible teacher, but he played guitar. And so he would sing Cat Stevens' I'm Being Followed by a Moon Shadow, Country Roads, Leaving on a Jet Plane, like all these songs I'd never heard, but like he would just sing all 16 million verses. And I remember how much that calmed me. And he was like, no, it's okay. You didn't get left behind. And I just remember that like was my first impression. My father, I didn't know my biological father, and my other father had passed away when I was a little girl. So Dean was just this shaggy-haired, just hippie of a dude, like love kids, like, he was just perfectly drawn to be a teacher. But just when I would sit next to him, I could feel the vibration of the guitar, like it'd be right near my face. And just that feeling of music, and his voice was very, deep. And I remember thinking and telling him, like, I want to be like a marine biologist, a quantum physicist, and maybe a singer.
Wow, sure.
And he was like,
why not?
Yeah, why not? That's what he said too.
Okay, that's good.
Listen, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Wow.
And I love math and I love quantum theory. And some people are like, oh, I'm terrible at math. I love math. I'm not good at it, but I love it.
Wow.
You don't have to be great at something to love it. Karaoke bars, all over the world. But my best memory would be, like that was the first memory. It's probably not my best, but it's one of the great ones, is the power of a moment. And it reminds me, if we can do that for people, whether it's signing autographs or talking to a fan or, asking someone how their day was when they look like it's not fine. I'm sure he just was singing songs.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't like, I'm about to change this girl's life forever. Do you know?
Well, Cat Stevens' Moon Shadow was playing when I walked out the front door of my parents' house when I was 19 and moved to New Orleans.
Wow.
Just to leave, I had to go. I was in Youngstown. Great place, but it's a good
What a
place
song,
to be
right?
from. Yeah, it was a good, and I remember walking down the driveway. I'm being followed by a moon shadow. Moon. And then A Wild World came on, and I thought, okay, well, yep, that's true. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
Yeah.
So I was followed by a moon shadow into a wild world, and now I get to hang out with you.
Right. And it's
How's
funny,
that
the
for
other song he sang.
A logical sequence.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. The other song he sang, it just reminded me, was Feeling Groovy.
Oh, okay.
Slow down, you move too fast.
But obviously a total hippie.
Yeah.
But that's so great that Moon Shadow and Feeling
funny.
Groovy, like, and also letting you know, I'm sure when Cat Stevens was writing his songs, he wasn't thinking 5-year-olds, that's my market. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That you just never know where your art is going to land. And I love that feeling every time I meet someone, and just the most unexpected places. And so it's a wonderful adventure as an artist. My life feels like an adventure. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Or characters that you play and you're like, wow, that was great. And they're like, oh, we're going to do 12 more movies. You're like, wait, what?
Okay.
Okay. But just the navigation across the planet and the human beings that I've gotten to meet and connect with because of our work it's wow.
Yeah.
It's like stargazing. It's so vast. You start to understand that the universe is willing to surprise you in strange and beautiful ways always.
It's always welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. That's so nice. Man, oh man.
Which voices do people ask you to do the most when you go to conventions?
Ooh,
Like 3 of the top.
Lifeline for sure.
Lifeline.
There was a meme.
Can we hear it?
What is it? Well, everybody wants to hear it. Mozambique, yeah. She's very playful, so she's just like, come and get your birthday present. And she'll be like, last one down and a boom boom. She's very you want her on her team. She's that girl that when things are going really bad, she's like, I see you shaking. Like, she's got some attitude. She's there. She's always got your back. I've always got your back. Jade from Mortal Kombat. I'm like in a girly mood now. I'm like, I don't know if I could do her.
You're doing great.
But she's like, by the gods, no. She's got that real strong from the she's got that gut. She's a fighter, and the regal royal quality.
It's giving me chills.
It's an honor to see you and to be beside you in combat, and a lot of soldiers and military professionals play Mortal Kombat.
I wanted to ask you about that role. How taxing is that on your voice? Because there's like screaming in that game. Like the characters are like going crazy.
Yeah, not for Jade. I mean, there was
like even like the combat though, because you got to record all the combat
straight from the diaphragm.
Yeah,
it's it's like it's fighting. And for me, there've been several ADR jobs I've gotten where beautiful actress plays a goddess. But she's like, when she fights. And you're like, listen, I got that. I got you.
Yeah.
My mom was she was a military specialist. She's badass. And so I'm aware of the strength of a female warrior. I get to channel that through Jade. Tiki from Miraculous Ladybug.
Okay.
And in that world, she's the one that you're like, you're a hero with or without the costume, you are Ladybug. She's like just really sweet girl. You don't know till you've tried. She's very just like, you could be anything. And oh, brother,
That's just wild to me how you go from Jade to that. Like, I feel like a lot of the voice actors and actresses we've talked to on this show, kind of, you have that one main registry, Like, I'm thinking of like a Tara Strong, she's very up.
Yeah, very high.
Or, like my dad, he's never asked to do anything but low,
Right.
And the fact that you can just jump around like that is such a talent.
That's a beautiful thing.
And just recently, part of it is growing up being a woman, but like I'm in World of Warcraft as Zul'Jara. She's a warrior priestess. And Amani need no one, but it was hard. Like I booked it like in the morning. They wanted kind of a woman king vibe, Viola Davis. I was like, I'm going for it. But there were times where I was like, you're going to have to book me in the morning, because in the afternoon when I've woken up, I'd be like, there's this really great audiobook. They wrote like an 80-page audiobook to go with her backstory lore. It's on YouTube right now, guys. It's phenomenally written, and they asked me to do all the characters and the voices, and and it was the day after I was flying back from London. I had an appearance in England, and I got to meet my co-star, who is playing Lafayette on the West End in Hamilton.
Wow.
So I was already just like, I had just met him, just heard his voice, and a lot of the backstory was us together. But even because it was in the morning, but also I'd just flown like how many hours the night before.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was listening to the audio
jet-lagged
book.
at all.
I was excited to be there.
Yeah.
But I listen back now, and everything is in this range, right? And I'm thinking, I said, did you guys pitch me down? And they're like, no, that's you. Like, how is that me? Because it's the first time I've really embodied such a strong, like, she's Jade squared, right? And what an incredible way to just like, you get to discover growing up in all of these different places, not just in your heart, but in your voice. So yes, it's magnificent. And I have a few new characters coming out in 2027.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Very good.
And I think I'm leaning into my warrior goddess.
Oh, good.
Right on.
Okay.
I think the term is badassery. Are we allowed to say that?
Badassery. Yes, that is the term.
But yeah, I'm in that kick-ass phase of my life.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, and
I see a sword in your future.
Oh, you do? Yes. Yeah. That's nice. I think I used to play. Ironically, used to play a lot of characters who were looking for their father, or their father died when they were a little girl. And I met my biological father in 2016, and now I don't play those characters anymore. I play like princesses, goddesses, which is
What is your favorite? Would you rather be the good guy or the bad guy or the mailman?
I like them all.
Girl.
I love being a part of great storytelling.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Wow, like just to get to be around the fire, and we get to tell a story and be a part of, I think that's what voiceovers felt like to me, is the whole world is around a campfire. And I was thinking about it when I was driving here about, like, why does Pooh resonate so much, and all these different characters, especially in the Disney pantheon. But I think it's because outside of culture and skin color and time zones. It's the first art that completely transports us into the humanity that we all share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Pooh belongs to everybody.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And I know you've played more than Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, but no, I understand what you mean, though. Yeah.
But those characters, the ducks, the dogs, the bears, it's like we gave everyone's inner child permission to share something together. And I think it's really important. I think sometimes streaming media and any kind of media, it's run by advertising, and sometimes as human beings, we love to look at car wrecks, train wrecks, things that are, oh my gosh, to our own detriment. But storytelling right now in the world is being shared on such a global level. It gives me great optimism. Because it's clear that we want to share stories. We want to share the legacy of the human experience.
And it's enriching to us to be the bearer of good news. Like, nobody wants to be the bearer of bad news. Well, be the bearer of good news because it's out there. Yeah, it really is out there. Yeah, and I had a character that was for Disney. It was played at Illuminations, which was a big fireworks display of all things in Florida and in Disney World. And I was the guy, and they said, well, they didn't want him to sound like an Native American. They didn't want to sound like somebody from India. He didn't want to sound like he was from Europe. And I was like, okay, well, what the hell is he going to sound like? And so I just started in on something in it, and they went back to a storyteller around a campfire. And that's where so much of the lore that we know and love and respect and admire, that's where all the legends came from, stories around a campfire. And that's where it all kind of started, if you think about it.
And definitely. And I think we're learning that a lot of our stories are so similar.
Yeah.
I mean, at the core, at that heart level. And I think that gives us all hope.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's that time of the show that we get into some voice swaps. What do you do? You want to play a little game?
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
I didn't stalk you properly, so tell me what the voice swaps are.
I'll explain it. It's simple.
Okay.
It's simple. We just trade voices back and forth. So Jim will do an iconic line of one of his, say, since we're talking about Winnie the Pooh, stay as sweet as honey or something like that. Something that, the character's known for saying. And then you'll say that same line, but in one of your character voices.
Okay.
And then we'll swap vice versa a couple times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sound good?
Sure.
All right.
All right, so I'll go first. All right, let's go. Shall we stick with Pooh?
Let's do Pooh.
We'll stick with Pooh. All right, here we go.
Would you do me a favor and please pass the honey?
Would you do me a favor and please pass the honey?
Oh, all right. You convinced me. I'll get you some in a minute.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Oh.
Can you just say the character as well?
That's Tiki from Miraculous Ladybug. She normally likes cookies, but honey will do.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think.
One of your iconic lines.
Mozambique, yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, fine. Mozambique here?
It's Mozambique here.
Okay. How about the anti-Pooh, Taz?
Mozambique here.
That is the best. You're welcome, Apex Legends fans. That is the best.
Well, you never know. Taz is always good. He is a punchline. And he gets punched a lot, so that's my line.
How about, I'm trying to think of one that we don't do a lot. One of your characters that we don't do a lot. Fuzzy Lumpkins. We don't really do Fuzzy Lumpkins much.
That's true. From Powerpuff Girls.
People like Fuzzy Lumpkins.
Okay. Well, he's very much a one-track minded fella. Get off of my property!
Rin Tosaka from the Fate series.
Okay.
Excuse me, I was having tea. Get off my property.
Well, Fuzzy would never say that first part. he was having pot liquor. There you go. Well, thanks for getting on our property today.
Oh.
It was lovely to have you.
It's lovely to be here. I do declare.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
What a great afternoon.
Do we have anything that you want to tout or say something
I would
that's
love
coming
to
out?
tout.
Where can people find you?
MelaLee.com is easy to remember. And the Mela Lee across the socials. I have a brand new album, Stealing Moonlight, that lands March 27th, so it'll be out.
Oh, nice.
It's out right now. Let me know what your favorite song is. It's cinematic indie pop 80s vibe for midnight drives. I got to work with Michael Herring, who tours with Christina Aguilera.
Wow.
Stevie Black did the
No
strings. He's worked with some up-and-comers like Olivia Rodrigo, Pink, Chappell Roan. And so I got to borrow some really great musicians.
How cool is that?
Pretty great. And my best friend, Alexander Burke, who I did Magnolia Memoir with, he's all over the album. So, and just really... It's my first solo album.
Wow.
So it's my debut vinyl.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's no small feat.
Yeah. Lots more music in my future. And I'm trying to convince Mr. Cummings to sing a Christmas tune. So maybe we can do like a holiday EP and bring some good cheer.
Heck yeah.
Yeah?
I love cheer,
Yeah.
especially good cheer.
Can you imagine?
Let's do
And
that.
I've heard you have an incredible voice, sir.
Wow.
Not just for The Lion King, but...
Well, shucks, stop that. You have 20 minutes to cut that out. No, thank you. Thank you. You're very kind.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for being here.
Oh my gosh, it was my pleasure. I only cried once.
It's too bad you're not cute. I mean, could you just, I want to take her home.
And just remember, no matter what the day brings, you matter. You mean something, and you make a difference. Thanks, guys.
That's great. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate you all. I mean, this podcast could not happen without you guys, honestly. And it's been such a fun, also just back to the Fan Expo tour. It's been such a fun time to actually like meet you guys in person and like feel that energy. And each time we do it, the crowd's been getting bigger and bigger. It's actually really exciting, and it makes me. I'm very comfortable in the studio, but when I get on stage, I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, there's no editing this. Let's do it. So once again, why don't I just read off the dates for you guys one more time?
Here we go. Yeah, sounds good.
We got Calgary Fan Expo coming up next. That's in April 23rd to the 26th, followed by Philadelphia, May 29th to the 31st, Chicago, August 14th to the 16th, Toronto, August 27th to the 30th, Dallas, September 11th to the 13th, and I believe that they're still looking to add more dates, so stay tuned on that. And if you like this podcast so much that you want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out. It helps you out. Find more content like this. And if you like it so much that you want to see more, good news. You can find more bonus content on Patreon. Toon'd In with Jim Cummings is on Patreon. Bonus interviews that you will not see or hear anywhere else. So be sure to check that out. And with all that said and done, once again, Mela Lee, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And once again, thank you all for watching. I'm producer Chris, the legend himself, Mr. Jim Cummings. We'll see you in the next one. Great.
The end.